The unwelcome visitors. The Deep Space Monitoring Station on Pluto detected the anomaly first. Energy signatures unlike anything in human databases flickered across sensor arrays, growing stronger with each passing hour. Commander Sarah Chen stood before the main display screen at Earth Defense Command. Her jaw tightened as she watched the data stream. Pattern analysis complete, Commander, reported Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, the facility's chief scientist. His fingers danced across the holographic interface, pulling up comparison charts. These signatures match nothing we've encountered before. They're artificial, organized, and heading directly for Earth. Sarah's dark eyes narrowed. How many contacts? 17 distinct signatures, arranged in a classic military formation. Whatever they are, they're not trying to hide. Marcus paused, swallowing hard. Commander, based on their current trajectory and deceleration pattern, they'll reach Earth orbit in 48 hours. The emergency meeting of world leaders took place via quantum-encrypted channels. President Amanda Torres of the United American Federation spoke first from her Situation Room. Ladies and gentlemen, we face an unprecedented situation. Unknown vessels approach Earth with technology beyond our public capabilities. Prime Minister Yuki Tanaka of the Pacific Alliance leaned forward on her screen. Public capabilities being the key phrase. Perhaps it's time to activate Protocol 7. A murmur rippled through the virtual conference. Protocol 7 had been a closely guarded secret for 3 decades, ever since humanity's first clandestine ventures beyond the solar system had revealed the true nature of the galaxy. Sarah watched as the alien vessels entered the inner solar system. They moved with impossible grace, their hulls shifting like liquid mercury. Each ship measured over 2 kilometers in length, dwarfing anything humanity had officially built. The first communication came exactly 48 hours after initial detection. Every screen on Earth displayed the same image, a crystalline being with multiple facets that caught and reflected light in hypnotic patterns. When it spoke, its voice resonated directly in the minds of every human. Inhabitants of Earth, I am Prism Commander Zethkar of the Dominion Empire. Your species has been evaluated and found suitable for integration into our collective. You have 1 planetary rotation to prepare for peaceful assimilation. Resistance will result in immediate pacification. The transmission ended as abruptly as it began, leaving 8 billion humans staring at blank screens. In the underground bunkers of Nevada, doors that hadn't opened in decades began to unseal. Colonel James Mitchell led his team through corridors carved from solid rock, their footsteps echoing in the vast space. Time to show our guests what humanity really has up its sleeve, he muttered. The hangar they entered stretched for miles underground. Row upon row of sleek, angular spacecraft sat ready, their hulls composed of an alloy that seemed to absorb light. These were not the primitive rockets the public knew about. These were warships, built with technology reverse-engineered from humanity's secret encounters with other species. Dr. Elena Vasquez, head of the classified Prometheus project, briefed the assembled pilots. The Dominion uses quantum lock shields and particle beam weapons. Our ships are equipped with phase shift drives and null field generators. Their technology is more advanced, but ours is different. They won't expect our approach. Above Earth, the Dominion fleet maintained perfect formation. Prism Commander Zethkar observed the blue planet with what passed for satisfaction among his kind. In 10,000 years of expansion, few species had required actual force to submit. The mere presence of Dominion technology usually sufficed. His tactical officer's crystalline form flickered with confusion. Commander, we're detecting unusual energy signatures from the planet's surface. Multiple locations, increasing in intensity. Zethkar's facets dimmed slightly, the equivalent of a frown. Clarify. What type of energy? Unknown, Commander. It doesn't match any documented human technology, yet the signatures are definitely originating from their facilities. The first Earth ships broke atmosphere at 1700 hours Greenwich Mean Time. Unlike the smooth ascent of rockets, these vessels simply appeared, phasing into normal space already at combat altitude. Captain Maria Santos gripped her controls as her squadron of 12 fighters emerged from phase shift. All wings, form up. Remember your training. These beings think we're primitives. Let's show them how primitives fight. The Dominion's response was immediate. Particle beams lanced out, only to pass harmlessly through space where Earth ships had been microseconds before. The human vessels moved in patterns that defied conventional physics, phasing in and out of normal spacetime. Zethkar watched in growing alarm as a human fighter materialized inside his fleet's defensive perimeter. Before his weapons could lock on, the small craft released a spread of missiles and vanished again. The projectiles, primitive by Dominion standards, struck with unexpected force. Instead of exploding, they generated localized gravitational anomalies that tore at his ship's shields. Impossible, the commander's mind reverberated. Their technology tree is completely different from standard development patterns. On Earth, Marcus Rodriguez monitored the battle from the command center. Commander Chen, the Dominion ships are trying to adapt their targeting algorithms, but our phase variance is too random. They can't predict where our ships will emerge. Saren nodded grimly. Contact the Beijing facility. Tell them to launch the Retribution. The Earth battleship Retribution rose from its concealed silo in the Gobi Desert. At 600 meters in length, it was tiny compared to the Dominion vessels, but size had never been humanity's advantage. The ship's captain, Dmitry Volkov, had waited 15 years for this moment. All stations report ready, Captain, his executive officer announced. Singularity cannon charge, null shields at maximum. Take us in. Target their command ship. The Retribution phase shifted directly into the heart of the Dominion formation. Zethkar's sensors screamed warnings as the human vessel materialized barely 1,000 meters from his command ship. Before he could react, the Retribution fired. The Singularity cannon didn't shoot a projectile or beam. Instead, it created a microscopic black hole that existed for precisely 0.3 seconds, just long enough to tear a 100-meter gash in the Dominion flagship's hull. Across the solar system, monitoring stations detected something unprecedented. Ships were emerging from phase shift by the hundreds. The entire hidden fleet of Earth was revealing itself. Fighters, destroyers, carriers, all built in secret, all employing technology that branched from a completely different scientific tree than the rest of the galaxy. Admiral Rebecca Thompson stood on the bridge of humanity's flagship, the Defiance. All vessels, execute Operation Turning Tide. Show them why Earth is not for the taking. The battle that followed would be studied by military historians for centuries. The Dominion had superior firepower, better shields, and far more experience. But humanity had spent 30 years preparing for this exact moment, developing counters to technologies they'd observed in secret. Where the Dominion expected surrender, they found defiance. Where they anticipated primitive projectiles, they faced weapons that bent spacetime itself. Most disturbing of all was the human approach to combat, chaotic, unpredictable, and devastatingly effective. Lieutenant Commander Jack Harrison led his bomber squadron in a seemingly suicidal run at a Dominion cruiser. Remember, people, they think in straight lines. We think in pretzels. Alpha Wing, follow my lead. The bomber's phase shifted rapidly, appearing and disappearing in a dizzying pattern around the alien vessel. Each appearance lasted just long enough to release a graviton torpedo before vanishing again. The Dominion's weapons could have vaporized the human ships instantly, if they could have predicted where they'd appear. Zethkar's crystalline form flickered frantically as damage reports flooded in. 3 ships crippled, 2 more severely damaged. His tactical displays showed human vessels everywhere and nowhere, their phase shift technology making traditional battle lines meaningless. Commander, his science officer reported, I'm detecting massive energy buildups on the planet's surface. The humans are bringing more weapons online. From hidden silos across Earth, humanity's ground-based defenses activated. Particle beam satellites, thought to be communication relays, revealed their true purpose. Orbital platforms unfolded weapons arrays that had been disguised as solar panels. Sarah Chen coordinated the defense from her command center. Dr. Rodriguez, status on the quantum field generator. 90 seconds to full charge, Commander. Once activated, it'll prevent any phase shift travel within lunar orbit. Do it. Let's see how they handle a fair fight. The revelation struck Zethkar like a physical blow. These humans had been hiding their true capabilities all along. Their public space program, their visible technology, all of it had been a carefully crafted deception. His empire had stumbled into a trap 30 years in the making. As Earth's quantum field generator activated, the rules of engagement changed dramatically. Neither side could use phase shift technology within its influence. The battle became a brutal slugging match, and while the Dominion still held technological advantages, humanity's sheer determination and unconventional tactics began to tell. Captain Santos, her fighter's phase shift drive now useless, switched to conventional combat. All wings, pattern Sierra. They want a knife fight. Let's give them one. The human fighters swarmed the Dominion vessels like angry hornets, using their smaller size and greater maneuverability to devastating effect. Where the aliens expected ordered battle formations, they faced organized chaos. In the command center, Sarah received a priority message. Commander, we're being hailed. It's their leader. Zethkar's image appeared, his crystalline form now showing visible cracks, a sign of extreme stress among his species. Human Commander, this engagement has proven educational. The Dominion Empire has underestimated your species. Sarah stood tall, her expression carved from stone. We've been preparing for this moment since we first detected signs of intelligent life beyond our world. Earth is our home. We'll defend it with everything we have. Your approach to warfare is unique, Zethkar continued. In 10,000 years, we have never encountered a species that develops such radically different technology trees. Your phase shift drives, your graviton weapons, they follow no known progression. Maybe that's because we didn't follow your rules, Sarah replied. We made our own. The Prism Commander's form flickered. I am authorized to propose a cessation of hostilities. The Dominion will withdraw from your system. Not good enough, Sarah countered. You'll withdraw from this entire sector, and you'll spread the word. Earth is off limits. As the two commanders negotiated, the battle began to wind down. Dominion ships started to disengage, their crews no doubt shocked by the fierce resistance they'd encountered. The mighty empire that had conquered thousands of worlds had been fought to a standstill by a species they'd dismissed as primitives. Dr. Rodriguez approached Sarah as the alien fleet began its withdrawal. Commander, our analysis shows something interesting. The Dominion's technology is incredibly advanced, but it's also incredibly rigid. They follow the same development path, the same doctrines. We succeeded because we're chaos incarnate to them. Sarah nodded, watching the tactical display as the last Dominion ship disappeared beyond Neptune's orbit. Let this be a lesson to any other empire thinking of claiming Earth. We may be young by galactic standards, but we're not helpless. The aftermath of the battle sent shockwaves through the galactic community. Word spread quickly. A new player had emerged on the cosmic stage. Earth, the small blue world in an unremarkable star system, had done the impossible. They had faced down the Dominion Empire and emerged victorious. In the following days, as humanity celebrated its hard-won victory, Sarah Chen stood on the observation deck of Space Station Alpha. The stars looked different now, full of both promise and threat. Marcus joined her, his usually cheerful demeanor subdued. What do you think happens next? Sarah's reflection stared back from the reinforced viewport. We've announced ourselves to the galaxy. Some will fear us, others will want to test us. But now they know. Earth stands ready. The hidden fleets returned to their concealed bases, but they remained on high alert. The secret was out now. Humanity had shown its true capabilities, its willingness to fight, and its ability to win. The galaxy would never look at the small blue planet the same way again. As the sun set over Earth Defense Command, Sarah reviewed the battle reports one final time. Humanity had passed its first great test, but she knew it wouldn't be the last. The universe was vast, full of wonders and dangers. But whatever came next, Earth would be ready. The age of hiding was over. The age of humanity among the stars had begun. The tables turn. 3 months had passed since the Dominion's failed invasion, and the galaxy watched Earth with a mixture of fear and fascination. Ambassador Chen Lai stood before the Galactic Senate, humanity's first representative to the ancient body that governed interstellar relations. The Senate chamber was a marvel of architecture, a crystalline sphere floating in the void between stars. Representatives from 1,000 species filled the viewing platforms, their forms ranging from gossamer beings of pure energy to creatures of living stone. Honored senators, Chen Lai began, his voice carried by translation fields to every being present. Earth seeks not conquest, but cooperation. Our victory over the Dominion was defensive, not aggressive. We wish only to protect our home and contribute to galactic civilization. A ripple of disbelief passed through the assembly. The Vorthan delegate, a being of swirling gases contained within the environmental suit, spoke first. The human speaks of peace, yet your species defeated a force that has conquered entire sectors. How can we trust such dangerous beings? Before Chen Lai could respond, alarms blared throughout the station. The massive view screen at the center of the chamber flickered to life, showing a scene that sent shockwaves through the assembly. The Dominion Empire had returned, not just to Earth, but with a fleet 10 times larger than before. Prism Commander Zethkar's image appeared, his crystalline form now bearing the marks of high command within the Empire. Senate of the Galaxy witnessed the cleansing of the human threat. The Dominion does not accept defeat. Earth will burn as an example to all who would resist our rightful expansion. Back on Earth, the emergency session of the Global Defense Council convened within minutes. Admiral Rebecca Thompson connected via quantum link from the Defiance, now stationed near Jupiter. Mr. Prime Minister, we're tracking over 200 Dominion capital ships entering the system. They've learned from our tactics. Their formations are designed to counter our phase shift capabilities. Prime Minister David Okonkwo of the African Federation leaned forward. Options, Admiral. We implement Protocol Omega. It's time to show them what humanity is truly capable of when pushed to the brink. Deep beneath the Mariana Trench, Dr. Elena Vasquez initiated the most ambitious project in human history. The Nexus Generator, a device that could fundamentally alter space-time within a localized area, began its power-up sequence. Energy levels climbing, reported her assistant. Quantum field stabilizing. We'll be ready in 6 hours. Above Earth, the first wave of Dominion ships dropped out of hyperspace. They had adapted their shields to counter graviton weapons and their sensors to track phase shift signatures. What they hadn't expected was humanity's next evolution in warfare. Captain Maria Santos, promoted after the first battle, commanded the new Spectre-class destroyer Eclipse. All hands, prepare for neural link engagement. We're about to introduce our friends to fourth-dimensional combat. The Eclipse and her sister ships activated systems that should have been impossible. By linking human consciousness directly to their ship's quantum computers, pilots could perceive and manipulate higher dimensions. The vessels didn't just phase shift. They existed partially outside normal space-time. Zethkar watched his tactical display with growing confusion. Human ships were appearing on his sensors, then seeming to exist in multiple locations simultaneously. Weapons fire passed through them, as if they weren't fully in phase with reality. Commander, his tactical officer reported, the humans are employing some form of dimensional manipulation. Our targeting systems cannot achieve locks. Impossible. Such technology requires understanding of 11-dimensional mathematics. These primitives. His words were cut short as the Eclipse materialized inside his flagship's shield bubble. Captain Santos' consciousness, spread across multiple dimensional planes, guided her ship with thought alone. Fire quantum torpedoes, full spread. The weapons that struck Zethkar's ship didn't explode in any conventional sense. Instead, they created pockets of reality where the laws of physics temporarily shifted. Hull plating aged 1,000 years in seconds. Gravity reversed in random sections. Time flowed backwards in the engine room. Across the solar system, similar scenes played out. Humanity had taken their unconventional approach to warfare to its logical extreme. Where other species advanced along predictable paths, humans had deliberately explored the roads less traveled. In the Senate chamber, representatives watched in stunned silence as tactical feeds showed the battle. The Morvac delegate, ancient beyond measure, spoke in a voice like grinding stone. In 9 million years of recorded history, we have never seen such creative applications of physics. The humans don't just break the rules, they'd rewrite them. Ambassador Chen Lai maintained his calm exterior, though inside he felt the same awe as his alien counterparts. Senators, what you're witnessing is humanity's greatest strength and weakness. When threatened, we don't just adapt, we evolve. Sometimes in directions that surprise even us. The battle took an unexpected turn when Earth's moon suddenly shifted. What the galaxy had assumed was Earth's natural satellite revealed itself as humanity's ultimate contingency. The moon's surface split open, revealing a massive installation within. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez stood at the control center of Project Lighthouse. Admiral Thompson, the stellar converter, is online. We can generate a focused solar flare on command. Negative, Doctor. That's our last resort. Let's see if our new friends want to reconsider. The Nexus generator beneath Earth's oceans reached full power. Elena Vasquez's team activated the device, and reality itself seemed to hiccup. Within a sphere encompassing the entire inner solar system, the fundamental constants of the universe became negotiable. Dominion ships found their weapons firing flowers instead of plasma. Their shields turned into soap bubbles. The laws of thermodynamics reversed in random locations, causing ice to burn and fire to freeze. Zethkar's crystalline form began to resonate in harmony with human music being broadcast on all frequencies. He tried to issue orders but found himself speaking in rhyming couplets. His tactical officer reported ship status through interpretive dance. What madness is this? Zethkar managed to demand, his words emerging as a haiku. The response came from an unexpected source. Across the battlefield, ships not belonging to either Earth or the Dominion began to appear. The collective, the hegemony, the Star Wanderers, dozens of species emerged from hyperspace. The Vorthan delegate's gaseous form coalesced into something resembling a smile. The Senate has reached a decision. Any species capable of weaponizing absurdity itself deserves protection. The Dominion's expansion ends here. Admiral Thompson coordinated with the newly arrived Allied fleet. Welcome to the party, folks. Fair warning, reality's a bit flexible inside our Nexus field. The combined fleets didn't attack the Dominion directly. Instead, they formed a barrier between the Empire's forces and Earth. The message was clear. Humanity was under galactic protection. Zethkar found his aggression literally evaporating. The Nexus field's effects on Dominion psychology were profound. Their rigid thinking patterns couldn't process the chaotic reality alterations. Several ships reported crew members discovering humor for the first time, leading to existential crises. As the standoff continued, something remarkable happened. Young Dominion officers began to question their empire's methods. The rigid hierarchy that had sustained their civilization for millennia cracked under the pressure of experiencing true chaos. Sub-Commander Crixtel, Zethkar's second-in-command, approached his leader. Commander, the humans have shown us something we never considered. There are paths to power beyond conquest. Perhaps we should listen. The turning point came when Earth revealed its most closely guarded secret. The moon installation projected a hologram visible throughout the solar system, a map of the galaxy showing hundreds of hidden human colonies established over the past century through careful use of phase shift technology. Ambassador Chen Li addressed the Senate again. Honored beings, humanity has been among the stars longer than you knew. We observed, we learned, and we prepared. Not for conquest, but for the day we would need to defend ourselves. That day has come and gone. Now we offer partnership. The Dominion fleet, experiencing reality distortions that challenged their fundamental worldview, began to fracture. Ships started withdrawing independently, their crews infected with dangerous concepts like creativity and independent thought. Zethkar, his crystalline form now showing patterns that resembled human neural networks, made a decision that would reshape galactic politics. Earth forces, I request, asylum. The Dominion I serve no longer represents my values. Your chaos has shown me order without flexibility becomes tyranny. The defection of a Prism commander sent shockwaves through the Dominion hierarchy. Within days, the empire that had seemed invincible began to reform from within, infected by humanity's viral concepts of individual freedom and creative thinking. In the aftermath, as reality slowly returned to normal within the Nexus field, humanity found itself in an unexpected position. The galaxy's newest species had become its most influential, not through conquest, but through the sheer audacity of their approach to existence. Dr. Rodriguez stood with Commander Sarah Chen in Earth's Orbital Command Center. Did we just accidentally revolutionize galactic civilization? Sarah smiled. We did what humans do best. We survived by being completely unpredictable. The galaxy wanted to put us in a box. We showed them we don't fit in boxes. The Galactic Senate formalized Earth's position with unprecedented speed. Humanity was granted full membership, with Ambassador Chen Lai appointed to the Security Council. The Nexus technology was classified as a deterrent weapon, ensuring Earth's safety while preventing its misuse. Former Prism Commander Zethkar became the first exchange officer, studying human military doctrine while teaching Earth about galactic technology. His reports back to reformist elements in the Dominion sparked what historians would call the Chaos Revolution.